Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal, Wahawad La, Abenawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, V'chaha Kodash. Double honor goes out to the elder apostles and the elder bishops and the elders of the Great Millstone GMS who rule well and who teach well, laboring in this word and doctrine, and are our true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutations to the hopeful elect out there. Baratazar, which means Father willing. So Father willing, this lesson is edifying. Yeah, blackouts. Okay, blackouts. See, when most people, flick on a switch, they don't think about it. That's just most people, not mindful of anything. Okay. The mentality of nothing really is going to happen, all right, is what a lot of these people are on these days. That's just, how they operate mentally. So I put US blackouts or USA blackouts in the news section of Google. Okay. And recently it's come up saying Al Jazeera, 2 days ago, US pummels Cuban economy with new sanctions on mining construction. Press TV, Cuba battles blackouts. All right, let's look at that. Okay. Cuba is now facing blackouts night and day as a result of the fuel blockade ordered by the US president early this year. Camilla reports from Havana, that's the capital. All right. Yeah, it's a tribe of Manasseh. Of course, we got heathens among them, and Edomites too. All right. But yeah, the Lord is, he's working his work. Okay. Syracuse.com. US power grid at risk of 18-month blackout. One city now in dark for more than a week. This could be a test run. All right. Of course, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. All right. This was updated on the 21st of August, 2026. That being the year of apostates, agents, and sellouts. The United States power grid is at risk of a major blackout that could last up to 18 months, according to a new report. Concerns are heightened as one US city has been without power for more than a week. You American Babylonians ain't really used to all that. All right. And a lot of things is hooked up to the grid. All right. And dependent upon it. Okay. So when a hardship like this comes, man, you're going to falter and fold. John Wellinghoff, former chair of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, told the New York Times Magazine that America's aging infrastructure is badly outdated and potentially vulnerable to a coordinated attack. He first raised the alarm in 2013 after gunmen shot up 17 transformers at an electrical substation near San Jose, California. Wow. Wellinghoff said the FERC did an analysis that determined the US power grid could be seriously disrupted if similar incidents targeted the most important substations in the country's three sections: Western, Eastern, and Texas interconnections. Substations are where multiple high voltage lines meet, routing electricity between power plants, transmission lines, and local neighborhoods. See that? New York Times, what if America went dark completely 5 days ago? Power grid relies on thousands of aging hand-built transformers. If enough fail, the blackout could last years. That's quite a lot of information, actually. Yeah, we'll go into all that. Yeah, 3 days ago, US grid faces 18-month blackout risk from aging infrastructure. Okay. 3 weeks ago from the metro.co.uk, 20 million Americans across 17 states at risk of blackout. All right. Yeah, smart AI grid. Everybody has to be micro C-hipped. Okay, that's really running through the minds of the elites. The Dukes of E, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, the Gettys. Right, the international mega rich elite-ish banking families. All right. Okay, they want everyone electronically tagged. It's all about total control and getting that birthright back, which they're not going to get back. Okay. But all roads leads down to the MOTB, which is the RFID micro CHIP, right? The mark of the BEAST, right? That's what it's leading to, pursuant to the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 on down, right? They've gone from talking about vulnerable grids to throwing their, to throwing there the AI grid, AI data centers, and things of that nature. So things are heading in that direction. People have to make that decision about the charagma or charagma. Okay. Again, that's the micro CHIP. They're talking about food scarcity, right? They've been talking about blackouts in the UK as well. All right. Blackout UK. Refresh this. Yeah, the Telegraph 2 weeks ago, millions of households could face threat of emergency blackouts. A month ago from The Guardian, risking blackouts, how Great Britain's grid operator was dragged into a political row. Okay. Financial Times, 1 month ago, Britain's system for avoiding electricity blackouts faces scrutiny. This from BBC, Ghana. Right, 3 weeks ago, Ghana hit by nationwide blackout as power plants fail. All right. Let's go to the scripture right here. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Start verse 37. These are the words of Yahushua, as you can see it's in red. And it reads, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." See? Yeah, people will be buying and then selling with the CHIP, on the grid. And of course, there will be people off the grid, lights out. So everything will be set up for the MOTB, the infrastructure, up and running. You've got people right now, that are having the time of their lives, living their best life, YOLO spirit. Okay. When calamity strikes, man, they're going to be taken unawares. Okay. But, the elect, all right, are constantly watching as well as praying. Okay. All right, because we know that, the signs are evident, and we know that the Lord's coming is very, very soon. Okay. We're occupied in prophecy. Okay. And where you got, 2/3 of our people in Babylon the Great America that's completely attached to this society. Okay. Yeah. There'll be zones for people that took the mark of the BEAST. Right? If you refuse it, then you'll be off the grid. All right. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12 reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Yeah. Right. So they're moving quick. Bible prophecy is moving quick. Right. These devils have a little time left. Right. So they're doing all they can. All right. They want to crash the economy. Okay. A great reset. Don't forget about the 2030 agenda. All right. You can look into that. All right. All right. Your digital ID, digital wallet, your central bank, digital currencies. Okay. All right. It's all about, again, control. See, and they're getting up in age, the elites as well. So they want their satanic, evil, new world order agenda to come into play. Okay, there's some RT news from the 22nd of this month, this year. 2 children unalived in Ukrainian drone attack on Russia. 2 children were unalived in a Ukrainian drone attack on Russia's Krasnodar region. Got this as well from RT News. Putin evaluates Russian strikes on targets in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin says strikes on Ukrainian infrastructure, right, are disrupting, Kiev's, going into that. Sometimes it lets me load it up, sometimes it doesn't. Or it takes a while. But yeah, things are turning up. Gonna end the lesson there. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, and that you learn something, right? Especially you new brothers and sisters coming in, right? New listeners every day. In closing, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Racha Kodash, a bad babal.